We started a process in the summer to identify in the next 10 years kind of what are the things that we hope West could improve upon in their facilities or add to their facilities that we might have been lacking.
Right outside this window, there'll be a nice new wing added to 3 floors. So we'll have some additional space. We're going to lose a little bit of space, so that'll add it back on, so we won't actually have a classroom loss. We'll have a second performance space. Right now, Glenbard West is the only Glenbard of the 4, and of many high schools really, that doesn't have a secondary space. We have just our auditorium. So it'll be nice to have that secondary space that's a little bit smaller, but still super functional. We'll have a great common space added right over here with a learning staircase. And then we're also going to work on the secure entry across the street at Beaster.
So let's go all the way that way, east, into the bridge, the science wing bridges, right? Those kind of open spaces. So go on the second floor, all the way down to the science wing bridge, where there's just kind of that open space, a couple of tables and chairs, kind of a wider hallway. From there, they're going to knock out, allegedly, a classroom that is now currently foods to open up that space a little bit more. And then they're going to knock out the walls in the cafeteria to open up that space. So that you'll flow from the bridge into a common space, into the cafeteria, which will be a little bit more open, fewer walls. And then the cafeteria will go open walls into the big common space, which will then supposed to be able to go up these large learning stairs the kids can hang out on. And then you'll be into another common space that will be right by where our main office is. So we're supposed to have this wide open area for kids to congregate and move through from one end of the building all the way to the other end.
And we want the kids to have the best educational experiences possible, especially in high school. It's so fundamental. The referendum is going to put on beautiful facilities to a building that really hasn't been touched for 100 years. We've added on, but we've never done anything to the main structure for decades.
We're supposed to have this wide open area for kids to congregate and move through from one end of the building all the way to the other end. And so that's going to really change the flow of traffic in these other hallways. What are now are kind of tight and full hallways for moving from class to class might not be anymore. This might become a secondary traffic way for kids, whereas I think the main thoroughfare will be what I just described. I think they would be a tremendous asset for our kids. And I look forward to in the next 3 to 4 years those things happening.
It's going to take a while for architects' plans to be created and then submitted and approved. So I would imagine that building won't really begin until the summer of 2025. And then I'm going to estimate it's going to take at least 2 years. Maybe it'll be ready by when school starts in 2027.
We've already started working with our new architectural company. We have some ideas, the starts of drawings, some of the capital project fiscal money is coming a little bit forward now because we know we're going to have a little bit more later, so we're doing some projects a little bit sooner. But I'd say within the next year we'll start seeing some things start moving, and probably after this summer, so going into next summer is when we'll see some of the bigger moves.